Hi, my name is Anne Ducharme and I'm an educator at the Martha's Vineyard Museum, and I'm going to tell you a story about the Martha's Vineyard train. So was there really a train on Martha's Vineyard? There was, and it was all because Edgartown was jealous of Oak Bluffs. About 150 years ago, many summer visitors came to Oak Bluffs, and they tended just to stay in Oak Bluffs. There weren't very many cars and there were no buses, so it was really hard to get around. At that time, kids looked like this, and grown-ups look like this. This is President Graham. The summer visitors stayed in cute gingerbread cottages like this, or they stayed in big fancy hotels. Some came for religious meetings, and some came just to have a break from the cities where they lived. People fished and boated and swam, or they just watched people fish and boat and swim. These are people on the seawall in Oak Bluffs. They flew kites at the huge green park, and they had picnics on blankets. Sometimes they bought lemonade or ice cream. They ate delicious food in restaurants and in their hotels. Business was great in Oak Bluffs. August was the best, just like now, because of Illumination Night. People hung paper lanterns all over their gingerbread cottages. They sat on their front steps and their porches and watched people stroll by. I like the second story porch up here. Edgartown was jealous. Before Oak Bluffs got so popular, Edgartown was getting all the attention. It was a busy whaling town. Huge ships with tall masts sailed into the harbor to stock up before going on whale hunts all around the world. Whales were hunted for whale oil, which was needed to light up people's homes and businesses. Lots and lots of interesting people from all over the world were always coming or going from Edgartown. The town was busy and bustling. Sometimes the whalers brought interesting souvenirs and cool objects from far away, like this ivory fan with peacock feathers from China, or this specially carved whale tooth, which is called scrimshaw. And some of these objects are at the museum. But then someone discovered oil in the ground. Whale oil wasn't needed anymore. This made the whales really happy. See this whale smiling? But not so much Edgartown. No more big ships, no more whaling crews stocking up. The town lost a lot of business, and it started to look kind of sad and run down, especially at the waterfront. Also, it was very boring. No one came at all. What could Edgartown do? So someone had an idea in Edgartown. We could get a train. It could take people from Oak Bluffs and bring them to Edgartown. Tourists can go to South Beach. They can swim and fish and boat there. And we could build a fancy hotel with a bowling alley. And there could be picnics and clam bakes. It will be awesome. So they got a train. It wasn't very big, and it picked people up right off the ferry in Oak Bluffs. Here's the train. Here's one ferry, and on the other side of the wharf is another ferry. It would run right along the state beach next to Sedgwick-Tucket. Then it went through a special building called a depot in Edgartown. There's the train going through the building. And that's where it would turn and go right along the edge of the Edgartown Cemetery to get to the water. It went right across where the Farm Institute is today. And they did build a fancy hotel. It was called the Mattakesset Lodge. And the train went right up to it. If you look through this part of the hotel, you can sort of see the bay and then Chappaquiddick. And they made posters about it, and they told everyone it would be awesome. What could go wrong? Well, people worried that horses in the pastures and some of the other animals along the way would get frightened by the noise of the train. And people worried that winter storms would wash sand from the beach up over the train tracks and ruin them. And what if people just didn't come? What if Oak Bluffs was just more fun? It turns out, sadly, people didn't want to leave Oak Bluffs to visit Edgartown. And the train tracks sometimes did get washed out. And it had other problems. The train never got popular, and it never made money. But it did run for 22 years, and then it closed, as did the hotel. It was a good idea, but it just didn't work. Still, it's really fun to think about a train on Martha's Vineyard. So if you want to go stand on a spot today near where the train ran a long time ago, you could do this by going to the Farm Institute. Look for this trailhead sign. Walk on the trail for about 1/4 of a mile and then turn left. You'll know to turn left because you'll see signs like this. Walk the trail for another 1/4 of a mile and you will see this sign. And maybe you noticed, here's the hotel and here are train tracks. So you'll know that you're there when you see train tracks on the sign. And you'll be very, very near where the train actually ran. And you can make a little train noise like this. Woo, woo! Just don't scare the animals. If you want to see these pictures on the website, go to the home learning page of the Martha's Vineyard Museum website and have fun.